I recently posted a video on how to deal with fuel leaks out of these old electric fuel pumps. This is one on a 280SL. But there's a couple things I failed to mention, and one of them was what damages these. I see a lot of these pumps when I take them apart, the impeller's got all these scratches in it, and the bottom plate, this one I've tried to polish a little bit, but the bottom plate will have all these scratches. So what's causing all those scratches? Anyway, also I want to mention, which I didn't mention, there's a little keyway in here that holds this impeller to keep from rotating on the shaft here. So anytime you remove this bottom plate, I would recommend you put a great big pan on the floor, because if you drop this little keyway, you're going to go crazy trying to find it. So what do you think? What's causing all this scratching inside the pump? Now, it's not lack of lubrication, because there is no lubrication in the gasoline. You know, gasoline is coming out of the tank and going right into the inlet side of this pump. And this here is the tank filter screen. And I've often wondered, you know, why, if these tanks have this filter screen here, why is contamination getting in to the pump? Because that's what's causing this. I'm convinced most of this are rust particles from these old fuel tanks that get by the screen. For whatever reason, the screen can deteriorate, and then it's rolling down through this hose and getting into the pump. So what have I done to prevent that? I wanted to show you this because I've got my 280SL up on the left, and I'm doing my annual inspection before starting summer cruising here, and I'm looking at my protection filter. Now, this is something that I came up with. This is something that I installed here, and this is kind of like the final trap for any junk that might be coming out of the fuel tank before it gets into the fuel pump. So I'm looking closely. Now, I am looking for water, by the way. You'll see water pulled in there if you got water in your fuel, but I'm also looking for rust particles. So this looks pretty good. This filter has been on this 280SL for, I would say, 10 years now. And it gives me that extra peace of mind. I haven't had any problems with my pump since then. And I had to come up with kind of a modification to what is a diesel pre-filter. You can see I had to add this extra hose to increase the diameter of these nipples so it could clamp down on this braided hose, which is typical on almost all of these old Mercedes that use these type of electric fuel pumps. So I provide a kit. I give you some hose, 2 of these filters and clamps. So if you want to make the modification to your old Mercedes, this could be anything from 1959 all the way up to 1972, but not the V8s, and it's only the 6 cylinders, because the V8s use a different size hose. And we have a different kit for those early 3.5 and 4.5 V8s.